You talked about long-term offensive and defensive lines being things that need to be fortified. How difficult a process is that? How much patience is required to build those things up? Because that seems like the kind of thing that's not a...
No, it's not a quick fix thing unless you come into a program where you have depth and you have the numbers. That's to me been the most challenging part is, when you come in and you don't have the depth on offensive line. I mean, we moved a guy like Austin Fontaine over, we moved Breon Gaddy over, just to even provide depth. And so, it's been my experience that with offensive line, it takes 2 to 3 years. If they're a developmental guy, a guy that comes in that hasn't played the position or maybe a little raw at the position. Now, for us, building it, obviously we'll have to utilize our, transfer portal, JUCOs, experienced players to try to fix it a little quicker. Because as we find out in this day and age in coaching, I mean, you need to try to get it done now. And so you'll see us, I know our recruiting class will be O-line and D-line heavy. And so to me, that's one of the things I feel like we do a really good job at as a coaching staff, evaluating and recruiting. So we hope to be able to build that depth and also utilize the experience with the experience a lot of these guys got this year to maybe help us kind of speed up that process.
Is one of those harder than the other? I mean, I know if you play with 3 guys up front on defense, right, that kind of mitigates the numbers.
I think O-line maybe just a little more technical and, defensively you can do things to where you take away the thinking process and, offensively you're reacting a little bit more than you do on defense in terms of, but not to say it's easier because when you play young D linemen, it's the same issue. They don't have the strength that experience brings you or the experience of understanding blocking schemes and all the things that kind of go along with it. So, yeah, I think it takes both sides of the ball some time to get it done. But for us on the offensive side, it's 5 guys as opposed to 3 guys on the defensive side.
Coach, to that same point, when it comes to bolstering the offensive defensive line through recruiting, obviously you can only do so much in one recruiting class, and you brought up
really?
Well,
you can do, but
well, yeah, you said that it'll probably be line heavy, and you'll go the JUCO route and stuff as well. But as kind of a silver lining to the depth issues this year, are you able to kind of use that to your advantage in recruiting and say, hey, we have opportunity here to come in and play and have an impact right away?
Well, I still think, the number one reason people choose schools are 1, proximity to home, but then number 2, the opportunity that they think or see their ability to get on the field the quickest. So, obviously with, some of the seniors we're losing on the offensive line because of our depth on the offensive line, and we're always, we're going to give guys opportunities even when we're established. I'm a big believer in, after understanding and learning the architecture of what it takes to build a program, from the last place I was, that when you have great competition year in and year out, that's what helps you as a team. And so we're going to give opportunities every year. We don't guarantee guys ability to start, but if a guy comes in and he's ready to play and he's able to compete and beat out another guy, we're going to have that. We're going to give that opportunity to every year, whether we need players or not. We're going to recruit the best kind of players we can and allow that competition to make us a better team.
When you look at the guys you have in your program, do you learn anything about what you've got when you're 3-7 as opposed to when you're 2-0? Have you learned anything about the guys in your locker room?
No, I don't think the record has anything to do with learning about who you are. I think going into the battle with the guys you have, the experience, the film, the tape kind of doesn't lie, and you figure out what guys need to do to improve. And I've been, again, as I said, the outcome hasn't been what any of us wanted in our program and our expectation. But as I've said all along, we've continued to develop our team, and maybe not to the speed or the liking of the expectation that our fans have, but that's a privilege to have that expectation from our fans, and we embrace it. But I feel like we are getting better. We just got to do it a little quicker.
I guess kind of off the field capacity, have you seen leaders step up
more
in that regard to keep things?
Yeah, whether it's wins or losses, we've continued to try to develop leadership. That's one of the things we have to do in our program, and I'm a big believer that a player-driven team has a chance to be a great team. And so you do see the leadership of guys, as I've talked about Ellis McKinney the other day. A guy like Keandre Jones continues to step up and lead. A young guy like Brian Cobbs is a young player that I see trying to lead, and you know, it's good to see those guys, you know, trying to take ownership.
Obviously, only 2 games left. Is there anything specific you're looking for going forward? I know consistency was a big thing, and now only 2 games left. Anything you're really looking for in that 2 games?
Consistency is still the key. Execution consistently. The big ones for me, and these are core virtues or core values that each player independently has to have, is this, you know, a little bit of pride. I want to see who has pride in the work that they put on tape. I want to see guys play with great effort. All the things that we continue to talk about all year long. So, again, our approach hasn't changed because of wins or because of losses. We've been really consistent with our messaging and how we want the standard in which we want to play and the standard in which we want our organization to be. So that doesn't change week to week, whether we win or lose, and we've been really consistent with the standard and how we want to do things on and off the field.
Coach, throughout your coaching career, how have you seen senior day kind of affect play on the field, preparation and practice, and just kind of how you've seen your past teams rally behind that? And is there maybe a particular moment that stands out to you from a senior day?
It's pretty much what I kind of told the team. I know for me, I think every player remembers their last time they put the cleats on. And for me, I remember playing Youngstown State at Towson in 1991. And so those are the memories you have. And remember, it was a loss. And so everybody has their own memories. And for me, the key for us is to get the commitment from the other guys, because these seniors, and this is what really kind of hits close to the heart for me, is these guys have been through a lot. 3 head coaches, 2 interim coaches, all types of things that just, when they go to college now, I think they'll all benefit and be better because of what they've gone through during their time here. And so it's really important for me to try to send these guys out the best way we can. And the way you do that is getting the commitment from everybody to go out and do their job Saturday at a high level with great execution, with the right kind of effort, the right kind of energy.
What was it like for you to be in kind of this unique situation where you recruited all of these guys on your first time here, and then to kind of have it come full circle with them graduating you last year?
Yeah, as I said, just, I'm still as excited today as I was when I got the job, and it is because a lot of these seniors that I see. As a coach, you get into this business and not to become a head coach or not to make a lot of money, but for me it was the impact that my coaches had on me as a player and the role they played for me. And so to see these guys that you recruit, Ellis McKinney, and he comes in and kind of unsure freshman, to seeing who he's become today, that's the rewarding part of coaching for me, more than anything, more than wins and losses. To get a phone call last night from Bruce Perry, who played for me here, and to hear him, talk about this team and, Coach, I see everything. What can I do? That's what I'm used to, and that's why you get into coaching. And so definitely senior day means a lot, but also it's great to see the maturation of the guys when they come in as freshmen and leave as, they come in as boys and they leave as men, and that's kind of the rewarding part of what we do.
Based on the senior day list, Terrence definitely isn't playing the rest of the way. Noah Barnes.
Where'd you get the senior day list from?
It was in the
All
game.
right. Got it. No. Yeah.
Noah Barnes is moving on after.
Yeah,
graduating.
Noah's going to graduate, head to med school, has been a great Terp, done his job for us, but I'm looking forward to having him maybe do some operations on me down the road.
How much will Terrence help you next year? It will be a offensive line replacing a good number.
I think because of his experience and it's one less body that you have to go out and recruit. But I think for Terrence, it's going to be all about his development, and he'll graduate, and so school won't be as much as it's been a heavy priority being a part of our business program. And he did internships this summer. I think this will be one of the times he'll still be able to take some grad courses, but it'll be interesting to see how he develops, because I think there's more there for him and more there that he can get accomplished, but it's going to be all about him making a decision, to do the other things and continue to provide leadership. But he has the skill to be a great player, and it's very fortunate to be able to have him come back because again, he's a good player that we don't have to go out and recruit another number for this class.
Back on the lines for a second.
We're
Guys,
all over
we're
the
all
lines.
over the lines. I'm thinking ahead here. Guy like Jalen and Austin and Spencer and all those guys, and even Tank on the other side of the ball. Do you feel like that, even though they were pressed into situations where maybe it wasn't necessarily ideal, that they're better off for this over the long haul?
I say it all. I mean, Terrence, Jalen Duncan, week 13 compared to Jalen Duncan week 1 is night and day. The fundamentals, the techniques, the effort, understanding like game situation and getting knowing game situations and being able to use the experience he's had in other games. I mean, there's no doubt that the experience, I mean, it's tough because again, in the eye of the storm, and these guys they're battling, and he's going up against, I mean, you look at the last 3 opponents we faced, and he's facing, first round draft pick type players, and this is his first year, and he's a guy that, again, played 1 year at St. Francis, which is probably the most competitive football that he's played, and then he's starting for us this year. So there's no doubt we'll benefit greatly from the indoctrination that he, Spencer, Austin, and then you go bring in some JUCO, some grad transfer guys, and try to kind of blend them together to create an experienced group. And even like again having Terrence Davis back, it's one less guy I've got to groom other than Terrence growing within the program and taking the next step that he needs to take.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.